3 play transition basketball. It'll be interesting to see who dominates the tempo tonight.
Two very talented teams. We'll get you the starting lineups as we get ready for tip. Medford, Freeman, Rico gathers maybe the best rebounder in the country, Prince, and Wainwright for number 20 Baylor. And for the Ducks, number 25 Oregon, Benson, Tyler Dorsey, really talented freshman, Elgin Cook, Dylan Brooks, and Chris Boucher, the big man who can jump, who can fly, who can block shots. And it'll be loud inside Matthew Knight Arena as we are ready for tip. And Baylor will control. We got bright yellows on both sides. Yellow and green is part of the uniforms for each of these schools. Great pass, but a good bounce. Baylor keeps possession. No shot clock reset. So it's under 10 for the Bears. Ish Wainwright, and they got to get a shot off. They did not. Rico gathers, shot it too late. That's a shot clock violation to begin the game for Baylor. And Dana Altman. This is his 6th year at the University of Oregon. He has done an excellent job. He's got another good team. 124 wins in his first 5 seasons, plus 1 victory this year. Each team started off with a win. And both teams were impressive. We've seen a lot of upsets, a lot of surprising results in the first long weekend of the college hoop season, Corey. But these two teams not only took care of business, Scott Drew's team against a good Stephen F. Austin team. They just hammered them. 42-point win in their opener.
Absolutely right, Dave. You get a lot of style points for the way they put a 40-point beat down on Stephen F. Austin. Totally dominated the game in the second half.
A team that had 29 wins was an NCAA tournament team last year. Torian Prince with the 3. Ish Wainwright flies through the lane for an offensive rebound. And Baylor will be one of the better rebounding teams in the country again this season. They are big and they are strong. Prince, another shot for him. No good again. Dorsey, the freshman. Elgin Cook, second team All Pac-12 player last year. Cook shoots a 3. In and out. And that's going to be a whistle against the Ducks.
You see Oregon early trying to search for openings against that zone defense. They've got some tricks up their sleeve. Cook with size, not afraid to pull that 3.
And foul against Dylan Brooks, the sophomore from Ontario, Canada. Dana Altman told us he thinks Brooks, who had a good freshman year, is ready to take a big step forward as a sophomore. He's trying to guard Rico Gathers right now in the low block. It's not an easy task. Rico Gathers may be the strongest player physically in college basketball. Prince, he traveled.
Seeing some opening game jitters here, opening night jitters. Guys turning the ball over, need to calm down a little bit, get into their sets, run their stuff.
Casey Benson, who will often act as a point guard for Oregon. He's more of a distributor, makes a lot of good decisions, not a big scorer, but a solid player. And a good chance that later in the year Benson will not be starting for Oregon. Cook into the corner. That's Boucher, the big man, too strong on the 3 attempt. And it'll go out of bounds. I don't think anybody touched it. Well, and that's what Scott Drew is asking. Who touched it? Apparently somebody on Baylor did.
Must have seen something we couldn't from here. Ball came off the rim pretty quick and out of bounds. Ball back to the Ducks.
And a new shot clock, of course, this year in college basketball, the 30-second shot clock, not the 35-second clock. It's early, only a weekend plus in, but pace of play has been up a little bit from last season. Whether that has anything to do with the shot clock or not. Boucher, nice move under the basket.
Nice move by Boucher. When you slide along the baseline of that zone, you get behind the defenders where they can't see you. Good job by Oregon finding the big man.
And Chris Boucher, who's 6'10", he was the National Junior College Player of the Year last year at Northwest College in Wyoming. Already making a big impact. Prince for three. That one no good. Cold start for him. Boucher had the box out on Gathers, but the ball went off of Oregon. Now Taurean Prince, he was maybe the best six-man in the country last season. Baylor's asking him to start, and it's not been a smooth start for Taurean Prince.
Well, a lot of times the mentality of a bench player is totally different than that of a starter. You got to come out and start hot. You don't get the privilege of sitting back and watching the action and figuring things out. And he struggled a little bit with that transition.
He may be the only player who didn't play real well in Baylor's opener. That's from Medford. Now the point guard, he started as the shooting guard all of last season. Into the lane, Gathers with one dribble, missed the shot, Boucher rebound. We're 3.5 minutes in, Baylor hasn't scored yet. Quick pass, Dorsey three. Boucher flying in there trying for the offensive rebound, but another foul against the Ducks. Not against Boucher, that's against Elgin Cook. Cook's first personal foul. Baylor does get the ball back, trying to get the offense going.
Prince goes to the bench, struggling early from the field, unable to connect. Now you see the Ducks in a little extended pressure, trying to change the tempo of the game a little bit.
Oregon will press a lot. When they get healthier, they'll press most of the game. Not going to do it as much early. Jonathan Motley just off the bench draws a foul.
Baylor handled the pressure pretty easy, got the ball inside. Medford did a great job beating the pressure, finding the big man, and he'll shoot two.
Boucher called for his first personal. And Jonathan Motley, the reverse of Taurean Prince. The big man misses the first free throw. He started every game last season. This year being asked to come off the bench.
A very rare story. Anytime a guy relegates his position, is willing to come off the bench and doesn't make any waves about it. It's very uncommon nowadays in the college scene, but a true team player puts the team first.
Motley with the soft touch. That's the first point of the game for Baylor. Wayne Benjamin, who's the best player off the bench for Oregon, passed up a three. Now Tyler Dorsey, big-time recruit, five-star type high school player. Originally committed to Arizona, now here in Eugene. Had a great debut the other night against Jackson State. Here's a three right side, air ball, ricochets to Boucher, who draws the foul. So that'll send us to our first timeout on the floor. We're going to keep it here in Eugene with the Ducks off to a 2-1 lead. Both teams who were impressive offensively in their openers against lesser competition. And who knows, maybe, Corey, you were talking about some early game nerves, a big game, first top 25 matchup of the college hoop season. The offense has been a little unsteady on both ends.
A little unsteady, not a lot of clean looks. Baylor, a really long, lanky team. They're able to contest a lot of shots. Oregon working very hard against that zone. They've had a couple of good looks, but I'm impressed with the effort on Oregon. They're shorthanded in the post, not having Bell, but they've been able to get after it and get a couple of offensive rebounds, give themselves a couple second and third efforts.
Well, two teams that are in the top 25, not in that top 10, top 5 group, so we haven't heard a ton about either of these two teams as we get the college hoop season started. I think two really talented teams. Big 12's loaded. Pac-12 may be a little bit more open, but I think two teams that have a chance to win their conferences.
They definitely do. You're looking at two teams that are very, very tough at home, and that's the first part of not only making the NCAA tournament, making a deep run, establishing that home dominance, getting a good rhythm, so when you do go on the road, you feel like you got more than a better chance of getting a win. Both these teams will be very tough at home during conference play, and then if you can try to go 500 or better on the road, you'll be in competition for that title.
Yeah, in the Big 12, the task is always, can you find a way to get a win at Allen Fieldhouse? Can you beat Kansas on the road? And that has been a difficult task for everybody in the Big 12. Baylor, though, has been a really competitive program these last few years. Last 6 seasons, 2 times in the Elite 8, another time in the Sweet 16. Really the best stretch by far in Baylor basketball history. All right, Dave, thanks. Here we are in Eugene, Oregon, where we are off to a slow start offensively. A heck of a matchup, though. Two top 25 teams. Oregon with the 2-1 lead out of a timeout. Chris Boucher, who is an exciting newcomer to this Oregon program, misses the first of 2 free throws. Ducks, 25th ranked team in the country. Baylor, number 20. It's our first top 25 matchup of this very young college basketball season. The tip-off marathon out west at Matthew Knight Arena. Dave Fleming, Corey Williams with you. The Ducks have a 3-1 lead.
3-1 lead, able to stay active on the glass. And here you see, again, a little 1-2-2 pressure just to kind of switch things up, test that Baylor backcourt.
Oregon finds an open shot from the left side, and a talented young player named King McClure just checked into the game. That's his first bucket of the night.
Really excited about that, man. He can really shoot the ball. They want to find him, especially on the back end of that zone. He can knock that down.
A bounce pass down low, but a push underneath, a foul against the Bears.
It's all about court vision with Baylor, looking for the next pass. They find him in the corner, and it's lights out. Got to be happy, Coach Drew, happy with the ball movement. No turnovers against the zone. Get down, get a good shot.
Fresh shot clock, the 30-second shot clock, of course, one of the new rules in college basketball, down from 35. Casey Benson, the sophomore from Tempe, who is a distributor for this Oregon team. He'll be the inbounder. Tyler Dorsey, the outstanding freshman from Los Angeles. Number 5 for Oregon, originally an Arizona commit, now playing in Eugene for the Ducks. That pass, nice catch by Boucher, but apparently he traveled, so that's a turnover against Oregon. Just a tiny glimpse of the hops of number 25. He's 6'10". He was born in the Caribbean, grew up in Montreal, played at junior college, was the National Junior College Player of the Year. A heck of a leaper, a heck of a shot blocker.
He's going to change the game for the Ducks in the middle. He's able to get, with that wingspan, so much activity, and that's what you need, an inside presence.
Torian Prince was wide open. Motley finally found him. Prince missed the jumper. Now Jonathan Motley attacks and scores.
And there you see Baylor, that offensive rebounding, getting that second possession. That's what makes them such a tough ball player.
Yeah, maybe the best offensive rebounding team in the country. They're certainly one of them. Baylor leads by 3. First 5.5 minutes of this game from Eugene. Dorsey, 3. Good.
Great penetration by Benson. That's what you do. Attack the middle of the zone and then get it to Dorsey, who we know can light it up.
That's the name of his game. He's got some stuff to work on. He can score the ball. And now a Baylor turnover. Prince had it knocked away. Dorsey passed up the 3. Benson shoots and hits.
These Ducks love to fly. This is their tempo. Turn it over. Quick possessions, quick breeze.
Another dangerous pass. Motley, good pass fake, then goes behind the back. Reverse layup, missed. Loose ball, foul against Baylor. Maston commits the personal. How about the outside shooting of the Ducks?
Great ball movement. We saw it earlier today in shoot around. Penetrate the zone. Look for your teammate. Oregon getting some clean looks in their home court, and they're loving it right now.
9-6 Ducks. Good crowds for a late tip, part of our tip-off marathon. And the students all wearing those T-shirts, sort of mimicking the look of their head coach, Dana Altman, with the white shirt and the Oregon tie. Good student turnout here tonight as basketball season gets going in Eugene and the Pac-12 across the country. Jake Lindsey in the game, matched up with Dorsey. That 3 from Benjamin off the mark. Put back attempt, no good. Motley and Freeman will run for Baylor. Oregon got back nicely in transition. Lindsey over to Prince, who's had a cold start, misses again. Benjamin from the corner, off the side of the backboard. Ugly miss for him. Here's Freeman, little step-through move with the left hand.
Great transition by Freeman, all started by an ugly miss by Benjamin. That was just like a turnover. That ball bounced out, and Baylor took advantage of the open court game.
Al Freeman, talented kid, going to have to play a lot more minutes for Baylor this year. They think he's very much capable. Good pass fake, the three, too strong. Freeman grabs a long rebound. Wainwright missed the three. Rebound Brooks. Ducks running. Benson in transition. That's contact against Baylor.
Oregon looking pretty solid so far. They're maintaining everything, holding their own on the glass. They get out on the break. Benson takes it right to the basket, which is what you're supposed to do in the open court. Force the action, get to the line.
Foul against the freshman, Jake Lindsey from Salt Lake City. His dad, Dennis, is the general manager of the Utah Jazz, played for Baylor. And Jake grew up in Texas, so he's coming back close to where he grew up. His dad, of course, worked for the San Antonio Spurs for many years before joining the Jazz as their GM. And Jake's a good player. They think he's going to be a big part of this program. Under 12 first half, Oregon with the ball, leading by 1. Kendall Small, another freshman for the Ducks, passes up an open look to find Benjamin. 3.
Like I told you, Dave, he can shoot that shot. Baylor's got to adjust to a 4-5 player that can knock down the 3. You've got to respect him like a guard.
He made 3 of them in their opener. Had 16 points. Here's Freeman for 3. That's an answer for Baylor.
He is tough. Nerves of steel just when you think the Ducks are getting a little momentum. Freeman with a couple of big buckets to keep Baylor close.
Dylan Brooks. One dribble. Back to Small. Shot clock down to 10. Here's Cook elevating, and he finds Brooks. Too strong. Rebound. Cook. Fresh shot clock for Oregon. Boucher wants from the corner. And Rico Gathers rips down the defensive board. Lindsey, nice bounce pass. Layup good from Gathers.
Great offense right there by Baylor. Get the ball in the middle of the floor. Rico Gathers on the baseline. No one has an answer for that.
And Jake Lindsey, he really is the backup point guard. Big kid, 6'4", 6'5". That's a foul against the Bears. And that will send us to a timeout. Reminder, those of you watching on ESPN News, shift over to ESPN2. We'll be back right after this.
Oklahoma at Memphis. Let's go, Ducks. Paul at Penn State. Let's go, Ducks.
All right, good job by the students. So that's your marathon schedule. Hope you wrote all that down, all those games, and then culminating with, of course, the Champions Classic from the United Center in Chicago with Kentucky, Duke, and Kansas, Michigan State. All kinds of college basketball. 31 hours of it, in fact. And we are here. Dave Fleming, Corey Williams from the Matthew Knight Arena in Eugene. It's 13-12. That's good. The Ducks have a lead.
Talked about the maturity in Dylan Brooks. Sophomore season, more calm, more collected. That's a beautiful penetration and knockdown. They're expecting a lot of big things from him this year.
That's a blocking foul against Baylor. 13-14. Oregon has the 1-point lead, under 10 minutes to go now. 16 foul against the Bears. Oregon ball. Tyler Dorsey. The freshman gets it back from Cook. In the lane, Brooks. Open, good.
There's Brooks again, get to that sweet spot against the zone, the high post. You can do a lot of damage. Shoot, pass. Got to keep the ball out of the middle if you're Baylor.
Now, sometimes you think zone, you think you beat a zone from the outside against Baylor. That's hard to do. Their zone extends out. They guard the three-point line. And you've been saying it. That is the weak spot in that Baylor zone defense.
Well, Baylor's so long. They defend the line perfectly. But when you get the ball inside, there's a tendency to react. And then it comes right back out for the open shot.
Shot clock winding down. Freeman got rid of it. Didn't hit the rim. That's another shot clock violation. That's the second of the game for the Bears.
The Ducks doing a great job of vision. That ball gets into the middle. If no one reacts, Rico gathers a little slow on the uptake there. Brooks knocks it down. When he steps up, it's going to open up guys along the baseline. So you kind of got to pick your poison, but more ball pressure if you're Baylor. Keep the ball on the sidelines.
Yeah, they spent a lot of their time practicing today. That exact look, that pass, that shot that you're describing there. Dana Altman preaching that's a place where you can attack Baylor. Dorsey in the lane. Nice dish for the score for Cook.
You don't always have to penetrate with the dribble. There you see the pass when you get into the middle to the big man along the baseline. Baylor's having containment issues out front in the one-on-one. If you don't make a solid effort in the one-on-one, doesn't matter what defense you're playing.
Offense on both sides is picked up, but that's another Baylor turnover. Not a great pass from Wainwright. This Baylor team, which had just about everything working on offense in their opener, they played a good, talented, experienced Stephen F. Austin team and scored 97 against them. They won by 42 to get their first win of the year. It's been a little more difficult against the Ducks. Cook. He's got 4. That's an 8-0 Oregon run. Lob attempt. Wainwright couldn't control it, but it does ricochet to Medford. Lester Medford's been quiet so far. There's Prince. Quick trigger. Hits his first shot of the game, and that's a 3. Scott Drew wants a quick timeout after the made bucket. So we'll take a timeout ourselves. Oregon playing well. They lead Baylor by 4. Yes, thanks. We've had a lot of exciting hoops. How about that game at George Washington? Virginia goes down, top 10 team. Here we got the first top 25 matchup of this young college basketball season. Oregon number 25, Baylor on the road number 20. Pac-12, Big 12, 2 deep, athletic, experienced teams. Oregon will be even deeper when they get healthy. 2 guys who likely will start when they do get healthy are not available tonight. Jordan Bell, the transfer Dylan Ellis. That's a steal by Baylor. And in the open court, Medford maybe a little too much dribbling. Here come the Ducks the other way. Boucher can fly. Wow.
You do not see that every day. Boucher with the jam. 6'10", like a point guard on the break.
Get to know him. He's going to be a real good one. Prince contested in the corner. No good. Boucher, defensive rebound. He may not look big, and he isn't big, but man, can he move. There's Dylan Brooks. They're almost daring him to take that, so he backs up and takes a 3. Too strong. Freeman finally knocked it away from Dorsey.
Baylor's got to try to find some offensive rhythm. They're a solid team. They need to get into their sets, get the ball on the inside where they believe they have an advantage.
Torian Prince, who they expect to be their leading scorer, is just 1 for his first 7 in this game. Freeman nearly double dribbled. Wainwright had it knocked out of bounds, but off of Wainwright. How about the play? Oregon with the defense leading to transition offense, and then Boucher.
They swarm on the ball, and the rule is you never give the ball to a big man in traffic unless it's Boucher. He handles the rock and sends it home.
Wow. He can really, really jump and run. They told us an interesting story. Boucher's going to the bench here. Of course, they measure players. They give them physicals. They take all kinds of measurements about their physical conditioning. His sitting heart rate is 36. Normal is, what, 65, 70, maybe even 80 for some people. He's like a marathon runner, and he can just go and go and go. He's got all kinds of stamina. That's a Ducks turnover. Medford floats and and scores. Nice touch from Lester Medford.
That's a real nice play out of Medford. He's going to have to assert himself right now, get Baylor on track offensively. They really rely on him. 9 assists in the last game. You know, he's a coach's kid. He knows about tempo. He knows about getting the ball in the same position for guys that like to score.
Cook, second team all Pac-12 last year, has a chance to be one of the best players in the Pac-12 this season. Now Brooks, the floater, contested nicely by Motley.
You see the length of Baylor becoming effective even when they get beat on the penetration. They're long enough to contest the shot.
Prince, Maston down low. He's got some back to the basket moves. Not that time though. Follows his own miss though. Missed that one. Motley tip. And that's an over the back foul against Motley. Well, the NBA on Wednesday presented by State Farm with a doubleheader starting at 8 Eastern. The Pelicans and Oklahoma City. Then the Bulls Suns at 10:30 all on ESPN. Look at those pictures. Common thread. 3 of the 4 guys, Coach Cal guys. Kentucky, Memphis. You got Anthony Davis, Eric Bledsoe, Derrick Rose. They're everywhere.
6 degrees of Calipari.
They're everywhere. And Kentucky's got a few more this year. More than a few. Will be playing in the NBA sooner rather than later. And you can see those kids, of course, at the end of our tip-off marathon in that matchup against Duke. Part of the Champions Classic. Dylan Brooks, a sophomore from Canada. Poised to have a big year. Makes them both. Ducks in the bonus for the rest of the first half. 5:25 to go.
Oregon is not shied away from the physical play. They've done a great job drawing fouls. They'll be shooting free throws for the final 5 minutes of the half. And that's a great point for them. A lot of people concerned about the size, Baylor being physical.
Screen into the 3, and then Medford missed it badly. But you're right about that. Dorsey, the mid-range game. He's got that. Missed it that time. Benjamin, offensive rebound.
And it's the Oregon Ducks in the lane on the offensive rebounds. Getting to the glass, getting second effort baskets. Right now, their enthusiasm, their level of play is just slightly higher than Baylor right now.
Not a great shot by Prince, who is not shy, that's for sure. Now Motley fouled. Oregon students don't like the whistle.
The toughest thing to do out of a zone is rebound. Nobody gets to Benjamin, and there he is. Great finesse. Nice little soft touch. Puts it back up before the defense can get to him. He's a special player. He's got size. He can post up. He can shoot the 3. He knows how to pass and dribble. Gives guys a lot of headaches in the Pac-12. He's off to a good start tonight.
Yeah, those numbers, I think, sort of undersell his importance to this Oregon team. Last year had some big games. Motley, good concentration, hits the first of 2. Wholesale substitutions for Baylor. Prince, Maston, McClure all come out. Jonathan Motley, the sophomore from Houston. He's their best shot blocker. Made both free throws. 6-point lead for the Ducks. Right around 4.5 to go until halftime. That's Brooks in that sweet spot. Oregon wants to get the ball there most possessions. Tried to get it down low. Nice save inbounds. Shot clock at 10. Benjamin for 3. In and out, no good. And there's Rico Gathers. I think he's the best rebounder in the country.
No question. As far as positioning, using his body, being physical, getting second possessions, sometimes even third possessions for a squad, Gathers is as good as they come.
Gathers one dribble. That's the part of his game where he doesn't have a lot of polish, not a real skilled scorer. Brooks, good look. Extra pass. Benjamin passed up the 3 to attack. Ran right into that brick wall. Number 2, and the ball goes out of bounds. That's not the guy you want to collide with. Rico Gathers. Oregon leads by 6.
Exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought.
All right, Joe, thanks. I guess it's never too early for brackets, and bracket building wins 26-20, Oregon with the lead. By the way, the Ducks are playing a little bit shorthanded. You see Dylan Ennis in the sweatshirt riding his little scooter. He's got a foot injury. Starter every game last year for an excellent Villanova team. Now playing for the Ducks in the white T-shirt, sitting down, Jordan Bell. The 6'9" sophomore from Long Beach, who is an incredible impact defensive player last year as a freshman, set the all-time Oregon single-season shot block record, one of the great shot blocking seasons in Pac-12 history. He's still a few weeks away from coming back, so Ennis may be right around Pac-12 conference play. Bell, hopefully the Ducks think before that, but two guys who will be important parts of this Oregon team are not suiting up tonight. Impact
players that get out and make things happen. Bell with his front line shot blocking, something the Ducks rely heavily on.
But the lob, and Boucher almost finished, not with the dunk, but with the tip in. He does draw the foul.
Draws the foul. There you see the mind of Dana Altman coming out of the timeout with a set play against the zone. This is ball movement. They keep an eye and they look out for each other. Boucher attacking the rim and almost gets the and one.
There's also the third personal foul against Jonathan Motley. So that's a big call against Baylor, number 5. He's played pretty well, but he'll have to go to the bench for the final 3:41 of the first half. Boucher's got all those athletic gifts, but also has some touch. We saw him shooting from the outside in practice. Not a terrible free throw shooter for a big guy. Made both of those.
Made both free throws. Gives Oregon a chance to set that little token pressure just to slow things down a little bit. Baylor not having played a solid first half, as you see another turnover, giving them 8 on the first half. And quite honestly, Dave, that's the difference in the game. The turnovers from Baylor have kept this game from them being able to tie this game up.
Well, they had 8 turnovers total in their opener. They had 31 assists. 31 assists, 8 turnovers. Been a much different story tonight against Oregon. That's a steal and a turnover against the Ducks. Jake Lindsey with Medford on the bench will be the point guard. And they need to get Taurean Prince going. Prince off to Wainwright. Freeman back to Wainwright. Little pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Oregon. Dorsey 3. Got it.
That is Oregon offense at its best. 2 passes and a shot. You talk about the rule change, dropping 5 seconds. That doesn't matter to the Ducks. They get up the first good look they get. They all play with confidence.
And they did not need any help scoring with rules changes. Oregon has been a high-scoring team since Dana Altman got here. That's a much-needed bucket for Gathers and Baylor. The 11-point lead was the biggest one of the game. And number 5, Tyler Dorsey, big-time, top 50 type player in high school. That pass a little too strong. Lindsey on the attack. Freeman from the corner. Air ball, but there's Gathers with position. Wainwright sticks it in off the glass.
And that's what Baylor does. They beat you up on the glass. There you see 2 missed shots. Baylor gets the 2 points. Altman wants to talk it over, but when that shot goes up, Rico Gathers and crew, they attack the glass, making sure they can try to keep it alive. As Baylor.
The country over number 20 Baylor. 1:59 to go until halftime, part of our tip-off marathon. Rico Gathers, offensive rebounding, that's his specialty. And some big-time names on that list, but nobody better, and really nobody even close to Rico in terms of offensive rebounding of players across the country. And his offensive rebounding presence started to be felt here in Eugene. Out of the timeout, Ducks on the attack. Cook nearly turned it over. That's a pushing foul against Lindsey.
You know, Dave, one of the things about Baylor is they'll play that zone, but there's special circumstances. Sometimes they trap that first or that second pass, try to catch you off guard and get a turnover. They almost got one there. So Oregon has to be mindful. They can't get lazy against that zone because Baylor traps and they run with the best teams.
It's the 9th team foul against Baylor. That's also the 3rd foul against freshman Jake Lindsey. So Motley's got 3, Lindsey's got 3. That's some individual foul trouble for the Bears. Bonus time, Dorsey front end, earns the 2nd. Now Tyler Dorsey, who not only was an Arizona commit originally, then committed to the Ducks, also played for Greece because of his parents' heritage in the World Under-19 Championships this summer. Played really well against the U.S. Under-19 team. So against a lot of kids that he has known for a long time, has played against on the international stage, played well. He can score.
Yeah, he's an amazing talent. They're expecting a lot of good things out of him for his career here at Oregon.
Medford back in the game. Shot clock already down to 10. Not much happening for Baylor on this possession. Gathers. A little shot fake against the double team, but didn't finish.
Great defense by Boucher, who's a shot blocker, but went straight up and just contested as Oregon successfully executes their version of the 2-3 zone defense there, just to switch things up and confuse the Bears.
And it worked. 9-point lead. Ducks have the ball. Benson got knocked down. That's a foul against Medford. And Scott Drew, he's not unhappy with the officials. He's unhappy with his players.
Well, he knows that zone defense, it's about discipline. Every pass is a closeout, and you got to be perfect on all the passes, because when you commit these fouls, guys go to the free throw line for free throws, and that's not what you want. You want to make them earn everything.
Oregon's a good free throw shooting team. Double bonus. Casey Benson is not a big scorer. We've seen him hit a 3. Now makes that first free throw. The sophomore from Tempe. So he left ASU territory to come to Eugene. Ended up playing well as a freshman. I don't think a lot of folks expected him to get big minutes last year. Did a good job.
There you see Benjamin on the point of the press with the long wingspan trying to make something happen.
Medford slipped. Tripped over one of those trees. Medford long contested too. That is a horrible shot. Oregon will take that all game long.
Medford struggling a little bit to find his shot. He knows his job is to distribute the ball, but right now Baylor struggling offensively. Prince not hitting. Rico getting a couple of touches, but no big baskets. Right now, someone's got to make it happen for the Bears.
Shot clock is off. Oregon holding for the last look. Now a timeout. So Benjamin, I beg your pardon, not a timeout. That's an illegal screen. So that's an offensive foul. That will give Baylor a chance to have the final look with 6.2 on the clock. Dan Altman can't believe it.
Baylor, you want to get something quick. Maybe a ball screen attacking the rim. You don't want to settle for an outside shot.
Medford on the attack. He goes toward the rim. Boucher there to block it away. And the horn sounds. And number 25 is making an impact on this Oregon program. Chris Boucher and the Ducks played a heck of a half.
And this is what you want. Hold your ground and let the big man do what he does. Boucher with the wingspan and makes the block at the end of the half as the Ducks making their presence felt.
35-24. They're excited here in Eugene. The Ducks leading the Bears. Now to the studio, our Land Rover halftime report. It's Chris Hassel, Kara Lawson, and Joe Lunardi.
Last season, Kara still has them in her Final Four. She didn't drop them just yet. This is the Land Rover halftime report. Oregon with an 11-point lead at home. What surprised you about the way they've been able to score on offense in the first half?
Well, very impressed with their backcourt, a young backcourt. Casey Benson, just a sophomore. Tyler Dorsey, the freshman. And this is playing without Dylan Ennis, who's kind of the upperclassman and has the experience. Love the way they've attacked that Baylor zone. They've really gotten ahead of that Baylor zone. And they've also not turned the basketball over. And so if you do that against Baylor, you're going to give yourself a chance. But Baylor's got a run in them. They're a team that sometimes struggles in the first half in terms of shooting the basketball. If they can stay out of foul trouble, they've got to run in them in the second half. Interesting uniform game as well. A lot of highlighters out there in those trees. When we come back on the Land Rover halftime report, Kara's heading over to the touch screen. Executes the simple things, and it's what helps make this Kansas team great. Bill Self says he's one of the toughest players he's coached in a Kansas Jayhawk uniform. And Bill Self, Kara, man, he's got 11 straight Big 12 regular season titles, longest active streak for most consecutive regular season conference championships. And those 11 titles, actually more than he has home losses. 11 consecutive titles, just 9 losses at Allen Fieldhouse in Self's career. Now it's time to go to the bunker.
Joe Lunardi is there. Joe, the Big 12 has 3 top 10 teams. They've got the round robin home and home. It's going to be fun this year, man.
It's old-fashioned college basketball, Chris, with that home and away 10-team, 18-game league schedule. And 3 teams we know will be in the NCAA tournament: Kansas, Iowa State, and Oklahoma. Baylor and West Virginia should be there as well. So the teams I'm going to be spending a lot of time on both wear a little bit of orange and white: Texas and Oklahoma State. These are 2 teams that could really up that bid count for the Big 12, particularly if they can win on the road. Never an easy thing in that conference.
Could be 70% of the teams out of the Big 12, because there's only 10 teams there. Joe, thank you very much from the bunker. Coming up in the first half.
Baylor was one of the best defensive teams in the country, not just by points per game allowed, efficiency ratings last year. Baylor was a good defense. Most of the key players are back. They expect to be a really good defensive team this year. But Oregon, really effective in the first half, particularly after a cold start. They shot 44%. The Baylor offense has not gotten it going yet.
It hasn't gotten it going. Enrico Gathers, Torian Prince, and Ishmael Wainwright, only 9 points between your big 3. They've got to step it up in the second half offensively.
Now Ducks have the ball first. And a whistle away from the ball. That's going to be a foul against Baylor. Foul trouble did start to matter for the Bears. That'll be called against Gathers.
And Dave, you're starting to see that freedom of movement rule instituted by the officials. Guys cutting through the lane. You cannot have contact on offensive players.
That's a foul against Torian Prince. I think it was a good example of what you're talking about.
Right. Guys are supposed to be able to move freely around the basket, cut through the lane without being held up by guys, bumping them. Bumping cutters is no longer allowed. So when you run a motion offense like Oregon does, it's hard to stay with guys.
2 quick whistles against Baylor. Now Cook at the free throw line. Missed the first of 2. So is that a rule change that is going to help offenses?
It'll help offenses. It'll change the way guys are playing defense. You're going to see a lot more teams getting into the bonus quicker, like you saw Oregon in the first half. And you'll see a lot more guys in foul trouble, quite honestly, because the lane is sacred. You're not supposed to let guys just cut through your lane. It's going to take a while for guys to catch up to the way the game's being officiated now.
Baylor's not looking very Baylor-like, and there's Boucher with the offensive rebound.
Exactly, Dave. It's Oregon on the offensive glass. Oregon's intensity level's a little bit higher. They're a little bit more energetic, making plays.
Prince attacks and scores.
He is going to have to assert himself for Baylor. He's their go-to guy. Real quiet in the first half, but there you see the skill. Puts it on the floor, easy 2.
Yeah, he was 1 for 8 in the first half. Did not shoot the ball particularly well in their opener. So it's been a slow start to the year for him. Dorsey, open 3. A little too strong, but gets his own miss, then falls down. And Freeman, a heads-up lead pass to Medford on the break. Wainwright, that defense got back for Oregon. Baylor keeps possession. Freeman gathers great position against Boucher, draws the foul. And now it's Boucher's turn to argue that he was in a legal guarding position.
Solid possession there by Baylor. They get the turnover. They search around. You see Gathers on the step in. He gets you in that low. It's lights out. He is the load on the block, and that was a great job by Medford finding him on the step in.
Misses the first of 2 free throws. It is funny for a guy as strong, as powerful as Rico Gathers is. He still can be a better finisher close to the basket.
He's a guy who the majority of his game is below the bucket. He's got great footwork, good body for positioning, but he's got to find a way to finish.
He misses both, out of bounds off of the Bears, so 2 missed free throws. Still an 11-point lead for Oregon. When you look at the body from Rico Gathers, he is planning on, his intention is to enter his name in both drafts, NBA draft, NFL draft. Even though he's never played football at the college level. That's an attack and a score from Dylan Brooks.
Early in the game, Oregon shot 12 three-pointers. Lately, they've been feasting on the 2-point shots, getting in the middle. There you see another turnover from Baylor, just not in rhythm.
Well, Scott Drew knows his team's got to get it going.
Boy, Brooks has been making him pay in the middle of that zone. He's not a big, but what he is, he's a great ball handler. He's got enough size to keep the big guys off him, but he's still quick enough to make something happen.
Well, we talked about how Dorsey had a lot of success in those under-19 World Championships for Greece. Brooks played for Canada and played at a very high level. Boucher! He can fly. That's his second way above the rim play of this game. Now Gathers on this end, draws the foul.
Here you see great vision by the Ducks. They've been doing this all game. Benson holds the ball while Boucher slides the baseline, and the Ducks are flying high.
We've already seen in this game he can get even higher than that.
He can get up there. He's going to be a household name before too long.
That free throw does go. So Gathers, who missed two just a moment ago. Baylor's got a lot of work to do. Boucher fought Wainwright and grabbed the defensive rebound. There's Brooks from three. Rebound Wainwright, and that quick outlet, Baylor may have an advantage here. Prince tried to dribble through traffic. Quick hands from Cook. Prince, good dish, and Gathers with the left hand.
Big time play by Prince. He drew a crowd and dropped it off. Gathers with the finish. Baylor needs to follow this up with a couple of defensive stops and get their way back into this game.
Plenty of time to go. Still 17-20 left. First top 20 matchup of the young college basketball season. Number 20 Baylor on the road. Gathers steals the ball away. Finds Freeman, who draws contact, and they will say no shot. Foul before the shot attempt. Now Baylor starting to use a little more creativity on offense.
Creativity, move the ball. There you see Prince gets it to Gathers in the lane. Baylor gets a turnover.
It's another point of emphasis this year where they're asking officials to really be strict about whether a foul is a shooting foul or not. And that's an example of a play where maybe in the past Freeman could have gotten some continuation. Wainwright, he draws a foul, and they will say no shooting foul there.
You got to make sure guys are always in the rhythm of shooting. At least I knew I was when I was a player. I'm always trying to shoot the ball, so you never know. Guys making a play to the rim, he's going to go ahead and act like he's in the process of shooting. You saw a lot of guys shooting free throws last year that were kind of 50-50, but this year, clear, decisive calls from the officials.
Yeah, you saw Wainwright get to the line. He was ready to shoot if they'd let him, but they say Baylor just fresh shot clock will inbound. That ball was stolen right away by Benjamin, and then Medford reached in and committed a foul. Well, that's a very sloppy play by a talented player, Lester Medford.
And that's why you have Benjamin on the point of your press and on the inbounds. Look at that wingspan, those hops. The easy turnover. Medford obviously frustrated, trying to get the ball back for Baylor, commits a silly foul.
Yeah, that's his third personal. His backup, Jake Lindsey, the freshman, also has 3 fouls. So does Jonathan Motley, their top big man off the bench. Cook uses a screen from Brooks. Nobody stopped him. Cook missed the shot, though. Even that was almost a turnover for Baylor. Good catch by Wainwright. Gathers was double teamed. Medford finds that elbow area. Had a great look, but missed it. Gathers, who hit the deck hard, hustles back on defense, and now it's 5-on-5.
And now it looks like Baylor has abandoned the zone for the first time all season and gone man-to-man. Try to get something going.
And Dorsey found an opening against the man. That is very unusual. Baylor is really reluctant to do that. It tells you how effective the Oregon offense has been.
Well, that alley-oop slam absolutely sent a message.
Good move by Freeman. Gathers with the follow and one.
That's just brute strength right there by Rico Gathers in a crowd. Gets his hands on the ball back to the rim. Baylor looking to turn the tide here. 10-point game. 15 minutes to go.
Joe Young.
Just one of many highlight moments for Joseph Young last year. He has moved on to the NBA, and that young kid, Tyler Dorsey, freshman from LA, tasked at least with part of the responsibility for replacing all that offense. Joe Young averaged better than 20 points a game, one of the top scorers in the country. He's gone. Other than him, though, the Ducks have a lot of returning talent on this team.
A lot of returning talent. Talking to Coach Altman this morning, he said same suit, just reheated. They're not going to change their offensive philosophy. This is a team that shoots the three. They play up tempo. They've got everyone on the team can shoot the ball, and they're not afraid to spread it around.
The runner is good from Casey Benson. So Dorsey can pick up some of the scoring slack. We've already seen spectacular play from Chris Boucher. Now Dorsey on the defensive end. 3-on-3. He finds Benjamin. Three. Good! Baylor with the ball, and the shot clock already winding down. Motley, a shooting foul plus a free throw.
Boy, did they ever need that play right there from Motley. Another Ducks bucket, and the roof would have came off the gym here. But there's a great find, kind of what Oregon's been doing, getting the ball to the middle, and just a cheap touch foul. If you're going to foul, you got to make it a little bit harder than that. Motley's strong, athletic player, gets it to the rim. He'll have a chance for the bonus.
He's been in foul trouble, Jonathan Motley, but he has been effective when he's been on the court. And he completes the three-point play. You're right, Baylor needed that bad. It had gotten very loud with the students here in big numbers. Hour 8 and counting of our tip-off marathon and some late-night hoops in Eugene, Oregon.
Dave, plenty of time left in this game. Baylor's just got to get some stops out of this man-to-man defense.
Benjamin.
Benjamin, I don't even know what to say about that. You've got to D up.
Baylor steps out of bounds. Benjamin part of the D.
You look at hustle plays. You look at the level of energy that the Ducks are bringing to a game. Here you see the finish. Nobody home as Benjamin makes a statement. Crowd on their feet. Baylor has to match this level of intensity that Oregon's displaying right now. These are hustle plays. Tip dunks, turnovers, threes. This is what guys do when they're excited. You've got to take the air out of the ball and get some stops and calm everybody down if you're Baylor.
Oregon's playing harder, that's for sure. Now Dorsey on the attack. Got cut off. Cook aggressively to the basket. And if that's on Motley, that's number 4 against him. It is.
And Dave, what kind of hurts you is you're a standard zone team, and the zone hasn't worked. So now you go to your secondary defense, which is man-to-man, and you're not that experienced in the man-to-man. Now you're seeing the blow-bys and the dunks and the tips because Baylor doesn't really practice man-to-man. They prefer to stay in that tough zone.
First free throw for Cook is good. Well, the conclusion of this great tip-off marathon with 2 incredible matchups. Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, Michigan State. It all starts from Chicago. Tuesday, which might be today, might be tomorrow, depending on where you're watching. 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. 50-34. 16-point lead for Oregon. And playing hard on defense. Freeman open. Freeman good.
Nice pressure. But Baylor, nice and smooth, beats the pressure, gets a good shot. But this game for them will be one at the defensive end of the floor. They got to start to string together some stops here. Still plenty of time.
And I am surprised that they abandoned the zone. It was not particularly effective, but you said it. They are a zone team. Motley stays in the game with the 4 fouls. And now he'll lead the break. The big man on the move. Nobody stopped him.
Some life here for Baylor. A couple of good buckets. Foul, stops are the key. If they can get stops, it's a possession-by-possession game. You're not going to go ahead and knock down a 12-point shot, so chip away at the lead.
Motley, even with the foul trouble, limited minutes with 10 points. He leads the way for the Bears. Benjamin Way short off the front iron. Wainwright, nice look to Motley. One dribble, tried to dunk it over Boucher. Now it's rejected by Cook. Out to Freeman, who hits the three.
Don't look now, but here come the Bears with Prince and Gathers on the bench. The Bears making a nice run here.
Well, Motley didn't get the basket, but his effort helped create that three, and now a travel. Turnover, Oregon.
Oregon's got to be careful. This is a talented Baylor team. There is no quit in them. And they found a way to make a few plays here and kind of handle the tide and kind of turn things around.
7-0 run for Baylor. Turnovers have dropped for the Bears. Their freshman backup point guard Jake Lindsey. Now down low, Motley spin move. Motley finishes. Man, has he changed this game for Baylor.
Well, don't be fooled, Dave, because he was a starter all last season. Coming off the bench is something they've been doing for chemistry, but he's just as talented as any of the starters.
He's got to keep from committing that fifth foul. He's playing with 4, and right now that's a good decision for Scott Drew and Baylor. But they need him on the court.
Dave, I really like the heart of this Baylor club. Just a few minutes ago, the crowd was nuts, and they've stepped it up.
Cook, pull up, good. That's a tough shot.
Tough shot, but that's what you need. You need that upperclassman leadership out of Cook. He's going to be a leader on the floor, take those big shots that they need when they need them.
Motley finds Freeman, uses the shot fake, and then draws the foul against Dorsey, who reached in. Well, Jonathan Motley, even with his foul trouble, he has changed this game for Baylor. Running the floor, making plays on defense, and then the spin move. Beautifully done on the offensive end.
Taking the ball strong to the rim, making big plays, lifting his team to where, once again, we've got a ball game, Dave.
It was 16, the Oregon lead, and looking like they might just blow Baylor out. Look at the field goal percentage of the second half. It has turned around entirely. Plus, the Bears have been aggressive enough to draw fouls. Already in the bonus, Freeman makes the front end of the 1-and-1. So the lead is down to 8 with one more free throw coming for Al Freeman, who also has played well. He rattles that one home. He's got 12. He and Motley tied for the scoring lead for Baylor. It's a 7-point Ducks lead.
It's been a gritty comeback by Baylor. No threes, no fancy plays, just rebounds, stops, and baskets on the inside. They've clawed their way back into the game to see if that man-to-man defense can hold up.
Boucher, that's a travel. Gathers tried to rip it away. Boucher traveled.
And now it's the Ducks with turnover issues here in the second half. They're shooting the ball very well, but when you turn it over, you don't even get a shot, so a wasted possession there by Oregon.
Against some pressure. Prince, who really has struggled, just 2 for 9 from the field. Back on the court. That's a good look, but then a block on the backside. Freeman couldn't finish. Benjamin 3. Way short. Air ball. Gathers hustling after the ball. It's out of bounds off of Rico Gathers.
Right in here, fellas. Go.
A great effort from the big guy. I think the officials are asking whether the ball hit the rim or whether the shot clock needed to be reset or not. So that is a reviewable play. They're going to go to the monitor and see if they can tell. Meanwhile, Scott Drew wants his team to come over for a quick chat, see if we can tell. And the spin of the ball looked like it changed just slightly, so I don't know if that means it glanced. Yeah, it hit the front of the rim. Just barely, but it did. That was a good angle. I think if Mike Cyphers and crew see that angle, and they give us the signal, they're going to reset the shot clock. Good call, good use of the monitor. So a fresh 30 for the Ducks under the basket, inbounding it. Freshman Kendall Small almost threw it by his fellow freshman from Southern California, Tyler Dorsey. Wainwright, good position defense on Benjamin.
I tell you, The defense has really changed. Since they've gone man-to-man, they've been able to put together some stops.
Cook has got a quickness advantage against Gathers. Scores. Went right by the big guy. Prince got cut off, but sort of ducked under, missed the shot from very close range. Torian Prince was having all kinds of problems. Did do a really nice job of saving that one inbounds. And got fouled. And I think that's a block. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, on the move, obviously you got to keep your hands and your body away. Any contact with a player on the move is going to result in that blocking call.
But the point we were making a few minutes ago, Baylor already in the bonus, so just a little hip check like that, and that means free throws for Torian Prince.
Coaches preach that all the time. Being aggressive has its benefits. You get in the bonus faster. You get good defensive players in foul trouble. Just be aggressive and good things happen.
Prince earns the second free throw. He really is a fascinating story. Torian Prince, who came off the bench most of the year last year, maybe the best sixth man in all of college hoops, originally signed with LIU Brooklyn. I mean, he was a totally under-the-radar recruit. No big programs offered him. Then Baylor stepped in at the last minute, came to Baylor, kid from San Antonio, and has worked on his game and turned into one of the better players in the Big 12.
He's got the wingspan, the strength, he's got the athleticism. Obviously a next-level type player.
After the two free throws, Small down the lane. Small rejected, but a whistle and a foul. As we turn the clock once again, hour number 9 in our tip-off marathon. 31 consecutive hours of college hoops culminating in the Champions Classic from Chicago. And you got those two headliner matchups at the end of the marathon. This one, though, the first top 20 matchup in college hoops this year. Number 20 Baylor, number 25 Oregon. One of the headliners of the schedule as we unofficially get the college hoop season kicked off. Another clock issue, not a shot clock issue, just a regular clock issue. That personal foul was against Jake Lindsey, and that's his fourth, so Baylor now has 2 players with 4 fouls. First free throw from Kendall Small. Misses it. Freshman from Anaheim. Another big-time high school player, not quite as highly recruited as Tyler Dorsey, but a real talented kid. Lindsey comes out of the game. Medford back in. Prince stepped in the lane. That's going to give Small another chance. That's a little mistake by Baylor that might cost him a point.
Yeah, Small's got that little hitch in his free throw. Kind of threw Prince off.
I missed 3. Rebound, and it's off of Baylor. So even after all that, Baylor could not get the defensive rebound. That will make Scott Drew upset.
Absolutely. You get an extra miss, still don't come up with the rebound, and trying to claw your way back into this game one possession at a time. Once again, plenty of time. And you know this one may go down to the wire, but you need those little effort plays. Rebounds, steals, loose balls, all those things add up.
Oregon has to use a timeout. Couldn't get the ball in bounds. So we'll take a timeout ourselves. 9:34 to go. Baylor's clawed back in this game, 54-47. On the Baylor side, number 3 seed, had a great year in the Big 12. They had a 10-point lead in that game with about 3 minutes to go and lost to the 14th seed. A bitter taste for the Baylor Bears all summer long, trying to forget about that as this new season is underway. On the road, trailing against a talented Oregon team, 54-47, under 10 minutes to play. We will never forget that image of Ron Hunter. This is so excited, he just couldn't stay on his stool.
Big time shot. The post-game interview was a classic as well. So excited. Big moment in March Madness.
Not just your player, but your kid. Missed 3. Group effort on the defensive rebound for the Bears. They could use something from number 11. Lester Medford has not played well. He is a good player.
Very good player, two-time JUCO All-American, solid point guard. As you see the push-off there by Gathers, easy call for the officials. Just a man-child in the post. Threw him away like a piece of dirty laundry. That was just obvious, but Gathers kind of being penalized for just being too strong. There you see, you're supposed to seal him on the high side, and Boucher just couldn't stay with him.
I mean, that's the thing about Gathers versus Boucher. There's such a big strength difference. A little bit of contact is going to create a big result. Dorsey, how about the left-hand finish?
The nice floater, put it in the left. That's just a small taste of what he can do. Off the dribble, in traffic, knock down three-point shooters. Got a really nice game.
Yeah, you can see why so many people thought one of the most gifted offensive players in the country last year in high school. Prince continues to struggle. He's 2 of 11. Boucher for 3. The big guy, not this time. And Prince grabbed the rebound, tried to shuffle it off to Gathers. It's off of Oregon. So the Bears will get the ball back. NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. Doubleheader with Anthony Davis and the Pelicans against Russell Westbrook. Went another huge game tonight for the Thunder. And then Derrick Rose, ankle injury, some concern whether he'll be available on Wednesday for the Bulls. In Phoenix against the Suns, 10:30 Eastern on ESPN. Fred Hoiberg now in charge in Chicago.
The mayor.
One of the best coaches in the country at the college level these last few years. Iowa State's got a good team even without him. They will battle with Baylor in the Big 12. Prince, spin move, just short-armed it. I mean, he had a great look. Nothing is going down for Taurean Prince. Now Brooks back in the game, draws a foul. You miss a layup on one end, you give up a layup on the other end. That's been a story of the night for number 20 ranked Baylor, down 9. Things, go play somebody else.
Bad memories with that scooter. They brought it just in case they need some last-second heroics. They've got a scooter in the building tonight.
It's a look at Dylan Ennis, who is expected to be a starter when he is healthy. They're having fun here tonight in Eugene, ready for college hoops, ready for their ranked Ducks. Seem primed to have a big year. Oregon's not close to 100% healthy. Not just Ennis, a high-level player. Jordan Bell, the sophomore, great defensive player, great shot blocker. There's Jordan. He'll be ready in a few weeks. Big-time impact player.
Yeah, he's a big body. And going into this game tonight, Dana Altman felt like his squad wasn't ready for the physical, big team like Baylor, and they've held their own on the glass, and that's the reason right now that they're up 9. They've been playing very well.
They held their own and then some.
Sorry, up 11.
Out rebounding the Bears in this game. Oregon showing a zone look now. Medford tried to feed Motley. Now Small got a hand on the ball. That's a double dribble. Another Baylor turnover.
Oregon stepping up defensively, going to that zone. 2 men on the ball, and when it's the point guard, you smother him, take away the passing lanes. He has no vision. Medford tries to put it back on the deck, but without it being knocked loose, that's a double dribble. Easy call for the refs.
Yeah, the biggest loss for Baylor this year is their excellent point guard, Kenny Cherry. He's no longer in the program, graduated. And Lester Medford, though, has a lot of experience at that position, started every game for the Bears last year. They're very comfortable with him. It's just not been his night.
And that's the best way to put it. Super talented player in Medford. And there you see the charge. Baylor getting in position. Player control foul. Ball goes back to the Bears. They need to keep making plays like this. Sometimes it's not about the block. Sometimes it's about sacrificing your body. And that, is that the 5th on Brooks?
Yeah, that's number 5. The real question was Wainwright out of that new 4-foot restricted arc area? We got that new arc this year, a little farther out, try to help the officials, help the players. We'll see if we can tell if Wainwright, with that last-minute shuffle, got all the way out. I don't think so.
He was still moving, and he wasn't outside the arc. But the damage is done. Dylan Brooks, who's been key working against that zone, making some nice plays for the Ducks. He'll have a seat for the final 7 minutes, and we'll see who else can be the glue guy for Oregon down the stretch.
Now Dana Altman not real happy with that one. Bears do get the ball back. Baylor down 11 with about 7 minutes to go, so still time. This pressure, it hadn't created a lot of turnovers in the backcourt, but it has interrupted the offensive rhythm of Baylor.
Absolutely.
Wild play from Motley and just a horrible pass from Lester Medford. Man.
As he tells his teammates, my fault. He's a guy who they're relying on 2 assists and 6 turnovers. Just a disastrous night for Medford. He's got to do a better job of getting the ball.
Well, they dared Cook to shoot, and he did.
It's no secret that Oregon bigs can shoot the 3. They practice it. They've got the green light to shoot it. You've got to get a hand up.
He just let him shoot. Boucher challenged. Motley missed. Nice tip by Al Freeman, who's played well. Freeman's
been steady. Someone has to step up and be consistent for Baylor.
Dorsey, not that time with the left hand, but Boucher running the court.
Sometimes 6'10" is just too much. He's in the lane. He's got the long arms. Great touch around the basket.
He's got 13 plus 8 rebounds. Motley against Boucher. Nice shot fake. Got Boucher in the air and scored.
Beautiful move by Motley. Doesn't challenge him. Gets him off his feet. Easy bucket.
Motley's got a lot of talent. That challenge, not a real smart play by King McClure, the freshman. Commits the foul a long way away from the ball.
Foul 22, King McClure, his first.
That's his first personal. Oregon now in the bonus.
Oregon's done a wonderful job of spreading it around. 5 players with double digits tonight. Balanced attack, great defense. They've all hit the boards collectively. They don't have, other than Boucher, they don't have a 7-footer to clean the glass, but they've done a great job by committee.
And Tyler Dorsey's got some blood on the back of his jersey. So I don't know if they're just going to try to clean it. But they get a certain time period. I think 30 seconds is what they're allowed to clean that off. And if they can do so successfully, he doesn't have to change jerseys, gets to stay in the game. He's at the line. 1-and-1 free throws for the freshman. Well, he's not going to beat Joseph Young yet. He's not going to score 21 points a game, I don't think, as a freshman. But he's going to pick up a lot of that scoring slack because this kid can put the ball in the basket.
Absolutely. Those shoes are a little too big for him to try to fill as a freshman. But all he has to do is try to get in where he fits in. Oregon moves the ball to be plenty of open shots. If he just does his part, he'll be real successful.
Medford pull up, high arcing 3, and that one was a brick.
Now there's a sense of urgency with Baylor back in that man-to-man. They've got to make some things happen here in the last 5 minutes to draw this game a little bit tighter. Definitely going to need some stops.
Shot clock down to 5. Dorsey off to Benjamin, contested 3, air ball. Baylor will look to run. Oregon did a good job getting back in transition. Freeman pass fake, hits the 3.
Big time shot there by Freeman. A quick look, but they need quick looks right now as they've cut it down to 10. Still 5 minutes to go in the game. Oregon needs to have a couple more buckets and get some breathing room because Baylor is definitely capable of closing the gap.
17 points for Al Freeman. He gets crossed over though by Dorsey, who goes right by him, missed the shot. 4 on 3. Baylor, Freeman, pull up. Not this time, but a pushing foul from behind against Oregon. Motley ran the floor. The big guy got in position. He draws the foul, so Motley will be shooting free throws. Just another reminder at the very end of our tip-off marathon, that State Farm Champions Classic from Chicago, Kentucky, Duke, top 5 matchup, 2 pedigree programs, that's for sure. Say the same about Kansas, Michigan State. Spartans, number 13 ranked team in the country. Tuesday, 7:30. Today, tomorrow, depending on where you are right now on ESPN. Kansas, the favorite again in Baylor's Big 12. Very talented team with a lot of experience, not just young talent. Every year, the Big 12 goes through Kansas.
Every year, and that's a conference that's just loaded as always, top to bottom, great teams. And if you want to take a championship home, you know you will have to face Kansas, and they're going to be tough this year.
Another free throw for Motley. Soft touch for the big man. So the lead is 64-56. It's 8 for the Ducks, 4.5 to play. Cook, nice quick step. Then he just kind of lost the ball and apparently off of Baylor out of bounds. Shot clock at 12.
Ducks catch a break right there. Cook took it to the hole. Looked like he just lost it. The officials give the ball back to Oregon with 12 seconds to go.
Benson the inbounder. Here's Cook under 10. He may just try to take Wainwright. Cut off by Wainwright. Nice defense from Baylor. Shot too strong and Wainwright grabbed the board. Freeman crossed over into an open look. Hit another three. That's his 4th of the game.
Big time move right there. Used the ball screen, comes back, knocks it down, and Dana Altman has seen enough. He wants to call a timeout.
Well, Jake Lindsey never heard the whistle, so he went and laid it in. And Baylor's arguing that the timeout did not come before, and now Scott Drew gets word that there was a timeout called for. I think he just didn't hear that whistle. Well, the Bears are on a run, so it is a timeout. Al Freeman and company making a push. 3:46 to go. We've already had drama in our tip-off marathon. Some more here in Eugene. It's a 5-point Oregon lead.
Spark for the Bears. This right here, a timely three-pointer. Somebody has to step up, and it's been all Al Freeman tonight, and he's the reason the Bears are in this game with a little under 4 to go.
5 points in the first half, 15 since halftime, and a lot of those in the last few minutes, as Baylor's as close as it's been in a long while. Down 5, 3:40 to go. Off the timeout, Oregon ball. Shot clock down to 13. Casey Benson off to Benjamin. Dorsey with some contact, traveled. Wainwright just stood there. He got hit, and no whistle against the Bears. Dorsey turns it over.
Dave, you knew this game was going to turn on defensive stops. Here you see Baylor holding their position, not reaching, not going for blocks. They played solid man-to-man defense in the second half, and that's why they're in a position to be in this game.
Lindsey with the left hand, the freshman. What a time for his first basket.
The sweet lefty from Lindsey, as we've got a 3-point game right now.
With 3 to go. Baylor trying to steal one on the road. They have played from behind the whole game. Here's Cook, the senior, with a little shot fake. He'll shoot over Freeman. Came up way short. Rebound Motley. Baylor could tie with a 3. They'll try a 3. No good. Freeman skying in, but it's off of Al Freeman out of bounds. Good effort at an offensive rebound, but Oregon gets the ball back.
Baylor doing a great job on the defensive end, getting stops. Both coaches knew they were going to find out some things about their club tonight from this game. Baylor, absolutely no quit in them. Oregon, how can they handle the pressure down the stretch?
No Gathers, no Prince on the floor. Prince in particular has really struggled. No Medford on the floor. Again, the shot clock winding down. Oregon's offense has bogged down big time. Cook wanted to shoot the 3. A contested 2 off the glass.
Once again, a timely bucket by Cook.
That's a big one. Under 2. Motley right in the middle of that defense draws a foul. Well, the students are so loud it's hard to hear the whistles. We've Boucher called for the personal. What a big shot on the other end from Cook.
Elgin Cook knows it's his responsibility, gets him off the ground, gets a little separation. The sweet bank shot, he knows somebody has to deliver down the stretch to relieve the pressure. And the upperclassman knocks it down.
So now Motley back to the free throw line. 2 free throws for him. Still a 5-point lead for Oregon. Prince and Gathers continue to watch.
You wonder if Baylor's going to try to set a little pressure if they can make a free throw here.
They do. 1 of 2 for Jonathan Motley. Motley having a really nice game. 4-point lead for Oregon. Baylor calls a timeout. They've got 2 left. The Ducks still have 1. Now this tip-off marathon, we've seen some great basketball already with still a lot to come. UConn on the women's side was so impressive in front of a huge crowd in Columbus. They pounded Ohio State 100-56. GW, one of the biggest wins in their recent program history. First win over a top 5 team, although Virginia officially ranked 6th in the AP poll. 73-68 with the court storm afterwards. Utah, tough guy win at home against a good, experienced San Diego State team. The Utes are one of the favorites in the Pac-12. And Corey, I would say the Ducks are one of the favorites too.
Absolutely. You're looking at teams that have depth, they have experience, they can put the ball in the basket, score 70, 80 points a game. That's what you need night in and night out. Experienced players making good plays. The Pac-12 has got 3 or 4 teams that are going to want to compete for that title. Utah definitely one of them.
I think Oregon, particularly when they get full strength, I think they can absolutely win the Pac-12 this year.
If they show up on the glass like they have so far tonight, the way that they score, they definitely be a handful.
Oregon has led for almost the entire game. Dorsey down the lane, bounce pass Boucher, handled it and missed the shot. Motley had it. It was knocked out of bounds by Oregon. And I think they're going to go to the monitor and see. They did not call a foul. Motley thought they whistled a personal foul. But at this point of the game, they are allowed to look.
Looks like Motley had the ball as he turned, spun out of his hand. The question is, did Cook knock it out of his hand, or did he just lose it?
I don't think Cook touched it. Maybe Boucher somehow got a hand on it from behind. I was with you initially. I thought it was Cook from that angle. Did not look to me like Cook got a piece of it. So on a play like this, a contested out-of-bounds play, the hand of Boucher, you can see it's in there as well. And that, to me, that's the complicated. Look at Boucher's arm reaching right in there with Motley. The call is just like football in instant replay, where there has to be evidence that is determined to be indisputable to overturn the call that's made on the court. But they have changed the call in this instance. I'm not totally sure about that one.
No, it looked like Boucher's left arm kind of raked the ball out of there. However, the officials seem to think it rolled right off Motley's hand. And they're going to award the ball to Oregon. And a fresh 30. What hurts you is not only don't you get the ball, you're going to lose a few seconds playing defense now when you're down 4.
Well, Baylor will ask for a timeout. Scott Drew will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. The one thing about the new shot clock this year, Corey, and whether it impacts greatly the pace of play just in regular play, I think it certainly doesn't significantly impact a team like Oregon that likes to play fast anyway. But I do think end-of-game situations where you're counting the number of possessions a team can have last 4 minutes, say in a close game, that 30-second, that extra 5 seconds, I think that will impact late-game situations.
It certainly will. A little more back and forth. Coaches will have to strategize differently. And speaking of strategy right now, if you're Baylor, they like to trap. So don't be surprised if they throw a gimmick junk defense at Oregon right now, maybe on the second, maybe even on the first pass. They send 2 guys, try to get a turnover. They cannot afford to let Oregon burn a full possession and possibly get to the free throw line or score.
Both teams in the bonus, Baylor in the double bonus. The arrow does favor Baylor. New shot clock as the Ducks inbound. And they will get it into the backcourt to Benjamin. Hands right back to Casey Benson. Ducks want to work clock, leading by 4.
Baylor in a 1-3-1, which is going to call. There's the trap we talked about. See if Oregon handles the pressure.
Well, they did. Now Dorsey gives it back to Benson. Here's Cook. La Boucher! Baylor's got to go. Freeman does go. Now Lindsay stepped out of bounds. Turnover, Baylor.
That's been the story all night. The big play, Boucher up top. You can't stop that. You've got to get some containment. And on the other end, the Ducks force another turnover. Turnovers have plagued the Bears all night and done them in.
Now 16 turnovers for Baylor, and the points off of Oregon has really capitalized on those. 44 seconds to go. How about that kid? Number 25, the Junior College Player of the Year from last year at Northwest College up in Wyoming. He's had 3 alley-oop dunks tonight. Some spectacular plays above the rim. He's altered shots on the defensive end. Not a lot of meat on those bones, but he can play.
He can play the game. He's got great hands, great athleticism. His teammates have confidence in him. They get him the ball. He's even pulled a couple of three-point shots out here tonight.
Now a very poor pass. Benjamin, though, will track it down. That was lucky for Oregon. Not handled well off the inbound play. But they got away with it. Baylor fouls, and now the Ducks will try to ice the game at the line.
Team foul number 9 on Baylor.
9th team foul against Baylor. Dwayne Benjamin, the senior, originally from Louisiana.
At the line, Dwayne Benjamin will shoot the 1-1.
Really good all-around player. Not a good free throw shooter, though. And it's still 1-1. Big make by Benjamin.
We talked about Oregon handling the pressure down the stretch. Cook with a couple of big shots. Now Benjamin at the line with a chance to add some points to the score.
Misses the second. Well, Baylor's got to hurry. Freeman doesn't shoot. And he does hit the 2. It's a 5-point game, 30 seconds to go. Another dangerous inbound pass. Now Dorsey is fouled by Wainwright. Oregon a little sloppy with the ball in these last 2 sequences.
A little fast and loose with the ball. They almost turned it over a couple of times. They'll end up at the free throw line.
Now Dorsey, it's not been a great shooting night for him. 3 of 9, but 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. It goes from loud to quiet. He missed the first of 2. That was the 10th foul, so it is double bonus on both sides. 26.5 seconds to go. This game's not over. Made 1 of 2. I think Baylor's got to shoot a 3 here. They do shoot a 3. Freeman, that's the right guy to shoot. No good. Prince taps it back to Medford. Prince will heave one up there. That goes. Now a timeout. Quick one by Scott Drew. It's a 3-point, 1-possession game. It's been a tough night for Prince, but a good time for a 3. 70-67.
Baylor took a lot of time to get a look, but the unselfish play, the heads-up cross-court pass, and this is just a great individual play here by Prince, getting a 1-dribble pull-up, nothing but net, as Baylor will try to steal or foul. The officials taking a look to see where his feet were.
Well, if you can see amongst all the trees on the court, I think you would see that it was a 3.
Yeah, with that paint job out there, you see clearly behind the arc. That's going to be good.
Well, one thing about Baylor, they have hung around in this game. It was 50-34 Oregon with right around 14 minutes to go. So at the end of this game, they have scratched and clawed and fought and made it a game. 3 points with 13 seconds left. You figure they got to foul quickly if they don't get a steal right away. But one of the stars of the game, the senior junior college transfer, Chris Boucher.
He got it going early with the rim rocker right there, but then after that, he was just a menace in the paint. Every time Oregon needed something, he was there to lift them up with the big-time plays above the rim. Chris Boucher has been the go-to guy, Mr. Energy tonight for the Ducks.
He is going to be a really good player. They're hoping he'll have 2 years of eligibility. He is officially listed as a senior, but they feel very confident because of how his basketball career has gone that he'll get 2 years here in Eugene. Who knows, he plays well enough, he may get 2 years of eligibility, but only play 1 year. Now, an intentional foul. Away from the ball, they call Rico Gathers against Boucher, and that may ice the game. Now, that's a mistake from an experienced player. You can't do that, because that will give Oregon free throws and the ball. Boucher misses the first of 2. I guess Baylor still has a hope. If he misses this next one, Baylor can still just pretend that that never happened. Second one, no good. Well, the Bears are still alive in this game.
Well, you almost know who to foul once the ball gets inbounds, and maybe Gathers thought the ball was in when he committed the foul. Obviously, Boucher not a strong free throw shooter. We'll see if they try to foul him again.
I don't think they'll be passing it to Boucher. They get it to Benjamin, who's also not a great free throw shooter. He gets fouled by Prince. So I think that it may not be the perfect result for Baylor, but I think it's a good result. A guy who shot below 50% last year. We just saw him a moment ago make 1 of 2.
Benjamin at the line, shooting 2.
Oregon's missed 10 free throws as a team, 16 of 26 at the line. And they made that one.
Got the lucky roll. Benjamin, a guy that shot under 50% last year from the line.
Second one coming for Dwayne Benjamin. That one is good. 5-point lead, Baylor with 10 seconds to go. They started the clock there, and that was a mistake. Baylor didn't touch the ball, so the clock operator, okay, it's your home team. You're in Eugene. You can't do that, though. You got to wait till somebody touches it.
It was a sharp crew. They were all on top of that from the moment the ball came in bounds.
Yeah, good job by Mike Cyphers, the lead official. He spotted that right away. You cannot do that. I know you want the Ducks to win. 5-point lead for Oregon. And now Oregon does that. It hurts Baylor because the Ducks now get organized and can set up the defense, so they have to throw it in. Somebody's going to have to touch it right away. They throw a baseball-style pass, and it goes off, Gathers out of bounds. Well, if you had any prayer of winning the game, I don't know what that was.
That'll pretty much do it. Obviously trying to get Gathered sealed and get the quick layup and then set your press, but just not a good pass right there.
Yeah, the concept, I guess, okay, we're going to get a basket really fast, try to get a lob-type pass down the court, dunk it home. But that did not work.
You know, Dave, what I like about these early season matchups is you got 2 good teams. You got coaches have the ability to feel and see what their team does and make changes and learn something from playing a quality opponent. I'm not a fan of the cupcake schedules. I know everybody does play those, but this was a great game by both teams tonight, and I think both coaches learned a few things about their teams.
That's a foul against Medford, trying to guard Benson. Coming to the ball. Well, ultimately it's going to lead to disappointment for Baylor. That's the 5th foul for Lester Medford. And Baylor knows he's got to play a lot better going forward.
Absolutely. He's responsible for the assist. He's also got to score. You know, they had the big win against Stephen A. Austin, but this is not that same game. They got to bring that same effort every night.
So that one's good from Casey Benson. 6-point lead for the Ducks. Oregon did not allow 75 points or more last year. Not one time did an opponent score 75 against Baylor. Oregon, if they made a few free throws, they would have gotten there tonight. This one gets them to 74. Here's Lindsay. Prince, 3. That'll come up way short. And Baylor will not foul. Horn sounds, and Oregon with an impressive win against a top 20 Baylor team. 74-67 final.
Baylor with a great effort in the second half to cut into the lead. They showed a lot of heart, but in the end, turnovers and too much big plays, too many big plays by Oregon at the end of the game for them.
Ducks are good. They're talented. We're going to take a break and wrap it up when we come back. Oregon in a non-conference showdown.